what I want to share with you today is the self-discovery and the struggle I went through to accept who I was and who I am. And we go up through ups and downs and we still struggle. I still struggle. But I want you to know that we are all in it together. I am here to tell you, if this woman in front of you speaking to you today can do it, so can you. Then let me repeat. Think it, say it, and do it.
Together we can make a difference. We can help each other. We can support each other. And as a woman from the Middle East, as a person that had no rights, no basic human right, I am here to fight. I am here to challenge. I am here to tell you, you have every right to be a human being. You have every right to be who you want to be. So do not allow anyone around you to tell you otherwise.
Who am I? I was behind the shadow of somebody all the time till I started my business. And I got to the conference for the first time ever. Network with like-minded people. That's the now what do you say? That's the president. I found myself. So this is the big picture. Don't stay local. Dream big. Aim.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Coffee Talk Live. And I hope you enjoyed that very special video about our founder, our mentor, Fariel Youakim. And everything she says in that video is so true about finding yourself and following your passions and dreams. I am Rebecca Dosser. I am your host today on Coffee Talk Live. And I want to welcome everyone. We have a very special, have to introduce a colleague of mine. She is someone who is going to be my new co-host. You will be seeing her a lot on Coffee Talk Live. She is a member of the Empower Group and a master. So now it is my very special pleasure to introduce Laura Ratliff.
Hey, Rebecca, I'm so excited to be here. How
Welcome. Yes, this is so fun. It's a fun little Wednesday morning chat. I enjoy doing this every week. Welcome to Coffee Talk. Welcome to our world. How are you?
Got my coffee.
Oh, nice. You're ready.
I'm awesome, Rebecca. Yeah. So I'm excited to talk about our topic today because I know it's so powerful.
Well, before we get started, you were right, and we're going to introduce the topic in a minute. But before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, what your experience is?
Hey, well, my name is Laura Ratliff, and I got into the business world about 12 years ago with children's entertainment. So I had a business all around Australia, and then I launched into the US when I moved here. During COVID, things changed for a lot of us, as we can all agree on. So I got into the fashion world it was over 2 years ago during my pageant journey, and I wanted to learn about how to dress for success. So I am a certified image consultant and now a master by Fariel, because I know how important it is to dress for success. It can really elevate your spirits. It can give you confidence. It can allow you to walk into a room of people as an introvert and just rock that room. So so that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. And I love to focus on jewelry because it really brings in an outfit and it can really give you that huge confidence boost because it just finishes off that outfit with the accessories. So that's me in a nutshell.
Fantastic. And you are so right about when you get your image down and you get that mastered and all taken care of, you can walk into a room full of strangers and you're okay. You're confident. You know that you look good and people see you and they know that you are somebody, and so often you get treated according to where you are. And in life, your station in life. And if you want to elevate your station, elevate your image.
100%. It's funny because, Rebecca, people think that like clothing, style, it's all superficial, but no, it can really elevate that emotion. For example, when I went through the pageantry, I'm not a pageant person, but I wanted to do it to learn how to be of service to the world. And so I was feeling a little bit out of my element because I'm not that model, and everyone puts it up here on a pedestal, but you're really there to share your service. But regardless of that, I rocked up on stage in my evening gown, and it was like a Marilyn Monroe style because I'm an hourglass. And for the first time, I embraced me. I wasn't like I wanted to be a size 0. I'm afraid that I'm here because I'm not good enough. None of that. I really rocked up on stage because I worked on my outfit, my accessories, my color design, and all of that stuff. And it really empowered me to be me. And now
Yes.
I'm here to share that with the world. So yeah, love it.
And don't you find that when you, like, I have some people who meet me and they find out what I do and they don't really know what an image consultant is. They're just, I guess, making it up as they go.
Yeah.
And they say things like, oh, you teach people vanity. But
No.
don't you find that it's just the opposite? When you build that
100%.
confidence and it all is working and it's the right shapes and it's the right
Yeah.
colors, then you're not even thinking about yourself anymore.
Rebecca, you even say it. You say, people have spent, I think it's 17 minutes a day at the wardrobe wondering what to wear. Now, you can just imagine that's pretty soul destroying. It's pretty energy sinking to start a day like that. But imagine, like this is what you say, and I love it so much, going to your wardrobe and getting excited for the day and putting on your beautiful colors and line of design that fits you, your personality and your body type. Because let's face it, all of our bones are different. And then you're setting your day up for success because you're excited. And so, yeah, I love how you say that. It's really
Oh, thank you. Yes. And it's more, instead of feeling that panic of what am I going to wear today? It's more like, what do I get to wear today? Like, I love it all. And imagine if you got that 17 minutes a day back. I mean, that's over an hour and a half in your week that you waste standing there just staring at your clothes.
And times that by your life, right?
Right, exactly.
If you're 38 or if you're 100, whatever. That's a long time.
Exactly. So these are the kinds of things that an image consultant can help with, and particularly a certified image consultant, one who has been trained and mentored by a master, one who knows not just, and I'm not hitting on the Instagram influencers. I'm definitely not hitting on that. But I think that there is the difference between those of us who are trained, certified, have been put through our paces by a master, and those that love fashion and they love to get dressed, but they don't necessarily know how to take that and apply it to someone else to bring out the best in someone else.
Rebecca, could I just say something real quick on that?
Yes.
It's not training you to be trendy. It's training you to be unapologetically you. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love that.
You.
I love that.
Yes.
Yes, I love that. I'm going to take a quick moment right now to say, if you're watching us, we are broadcasting using StreamYard. If you would go in and give StreamYard permission to use your name before you make a comment, then we will be able to see who you are. If you don't want to give StreamYard permission, that's okay. Just type your name after your comment, and then we can say hello and tell us where you are. Tell us if you're watching. If you have questions, definitely pop those into the chat. We would love to answer any questions you have. I see we have, I think it's Kalia. Hello, Kalia. Thank you for watching us today.
Yes.
And I'd love to do that. If you would love to be an image consultant or a stylist, either one, we would love to help you in that journey. That is what we do. And we're going to talk about a little bit about how to make that a reality today. So definitely stay with us and send us a direct message, and we can help you on your journey, help you get to that point of success where you're actually making money, getting paid as an image consultant or stylist. That was my favorite part. The paydays, not my favorite part, actually. The relationships with my clients are my favorite part. But anyway, we are going to talk today about using social media to build and brand your business. And this is an important topic, especially in this day and age. It's not always my favorite topic, but we are part of the Empower Group. And for those of you who are watching who may not be familiar with the Empower Group, it is literally a global community of image consultants, stylists, fitness experts, nutrition people, beauty experts, hairstylists. We're all on the same journey. We're all entrepreneurs. We are all in the business of making people the best versions of themselves. And so we meet weekly via Zoom. There's also offerings to do trainings and participate in workshops and special case studies and things like that. Anything we need to build our businesses and help us have the tools we need. We share openly with what we know. We share our knowledge. We share our struggles to get help. It's a non-judgmental, very diverse, inclusive community. And it's just a lot of fun. Tuesdays are our favorite day.
Rebecca has
when we get to be to the
frozen.
love.
There you are. You're back.
Oh, my internet. I got it right before I came on. I checked our weather and we are under a wind advisory beginning at 11. So who knows if the internet will stay up. Anyway, we invite you to come to the Empower group was what I was basically getting to. So what we are going to talk about today is what we talked about yesterday in our Empower session, which is social media. So let's just jump in there. Laura, how do you use social media to build and brand your business? And what are your thoughts and philosophies about it?
I love this topic so much because you can do it really, really wrong or really, really right. There's no real in between, right?
I think that's why it's not my favorite topic.
Right. Well, for me, it's about sharing who you are and sharing your service to the world. It's not about selling, although that can definitely happen and you can definitely get a lead generation into your business. But sharing who you are and how you can help your network is really the key. And I focus on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I love YouTube because it's got the video aspect and I love the camera. I'm not going to lie. I have a performing arts background, so maybe
Good for you.
Yeah, but I feel like by sharing our stories, and I know Feriel says this as well, by sharing our stories, we can really help. If we just help one person from that one video that can really change their life, then that's great. So yeah, for me, it's about sharing your service and not really selling, although that can happen.
I agree with that. I tend to think of social media more as I don't use it for selling maybe the way I should. As a small business person, an entrepreneur, I tend to want to use it to demonstrate that I do know what I'm talking about, that I do have things to offer and to educate my clients. I don't love social media. I do not post consistently. And I think it's because I love the one-on-one relationships with people.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm talking to the void and the masses.
Oh, let's talk about that for 1 second.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do. I would much rather talk to a client. Like I would much rather talk to a client.
But you can, and this is the great thing. So if you had an image of what your ideal client is in your mind, every time you post, and let's call her Rebecca, right? Let's say your ideal client is called Rebecca. Then every time you post, you're talking to Rebecca. You know her age, you know what latte she likes to drink. You know, if she signs up to the magazines, all that kind of stuff, you have her visually in your mind. So every time you post on social media, whatever platform it is, you're speaking directly to your ideal client. So
yes.
yes.
I actually have done a lot of training around that with some marketing and social media experts. And that is so true, to give that client a name. And I went through a training in 2020 online during the pandemic. It was free. I thought, why not learn to do this? And I was just launching my business, and we had to go through this exercise where we had to give them a name. We had to say whether they were married or single, where do they live? What kind of house do they live in? Do they have a pet? Do they have kids? Where do their kids go to school? What does their husband or partner do? What kind of car do they drive? Where do they eat lunch? What kind of wine do they drink? Like the whole 9 yards. And then at the end, we even had to draw a picture of them. Like because we had to create this visual in our head of who we were talking to.
Yeah.
So I think that's such a great point. And if you have not done that kind of exercise, you should do it. You should really do it.
And consistency is a thing.
That's where I fall off.
A lot of people say, oh, you're posting too much. But the thing is, everyone's attention span is actually it's like decreasing as the technology, is longer and longer and longer into our life. People will watch a video for 3 seconds and then move on to the next thing. It's a thing that humans are unfortunately growing into. So post as much as you can. But I think Raja will talk on this today with his presentation, that you can do a video and then chunk it. And so over the week, you'll share the little tiny videos from an hour-long presentation that you did. And so you don't have to think about it every day. Being organized and planning ahead is easy, but it's really hard as a business person, right?
Yes, it is. I had, in fact, Monday, I blocked off my calendar for content creation.
Yeah.
And I did not sit at my desk hardly at all on Monday, so I did not create any content. It is hard when you're a solopreneur to get all of this done. But you mentioned Rigel, and I do want to bring up a slide. He's not actually going to be on here today. He is behind the scenes. He is our social media and marketing guru expert. He's a tech whiz. And that's another thing. The Empower members actually have some special deals on things. And we actually offer our members access to Rigel and his expertise at a very, very discounted rate to help with their website, social media, all of that kind of stuff. So let's bring up the first slide.
Sorry. Lorna has just said, where am I based? My accent's deceiving. I'm actually in the US, but I'm born in Australia. I just wanted to share that.
She's ours now.
Yeah.
But Lorna, you can find her on social media and reach out to her on the internet. Okay, so this one is all about how critical social media is to our business. So if you look at this, Rigel has gotten these great statistics. The population of the world in total is 7.91 billion people. Of that, 5.31 billion, or 67%, are mobile phone users. So they are on the internet. 4.95 billion are active on the internet. So 62.5%. And then 58% of people in the world are active social media users. And so I know that Rigel asked us that question yesterday. How many of these 4.62 billion people are you reaching?
Yeah.
I was like,
people were like, not much.
Not many. But this is why it's important. And things have actually shifted so much. This is how people find goods and services. That smartphone. I tend to still want to use my laptop or my desktop a lot, but I do know that the vast majority of people do use that smartphone. So not only is it important to be active on social media, it's important to know where to be active on social media and what platform. So our next slide is going to kind of talk about that just a little bit. Where are people on social media? Here you go. The world's most used social platforms. Number one is still Facebook. We hear that, Facebook is not as popular. Facebook's going away. I think Facebook's demographic has changed. They're still the top. 2.91 billion people are on Facebook. That's a lot. Number two is YouTube. You use YouTube a lot.
I do. I love YouTube. Get me up at some YouTube and I'm happy all day. I think it's because I'm 38. And so I started watching YouTube when YouTube was a thing. And so I have learned business skills, so much stuff from YouTube. And so I am a watcher, but I can see the power in it because I will buy from influencers on YouTube just because I have that relationship with them over the past 10 years or whatever. So I think it's very powerful videos.
I think that is such a good point. It's so important. I don't think about YouTube very often. I'm not a watcher. I'm a reader. But again, I know that is not the way most people are. And YouTube, actually, I was in a class just recently and they talked about how YouTube is actually just as important a search engine as Google.
I will watch that instead of TV. And I am not kidding. I have
a lot of people like that.
Yes, it's on my TV. And I have influencers that there's with this one fitness girl that I watch in the morning. And I get so excited when there's a new video. And so, you know, someone like that can't load enough videos because I've watched them all. She only does one video a week now. She used to do more. And so there's this other guy a spiritual guy who I listen to as well, but he's every day. And I love that because I'm like, yes. And so I'll listen to him in the shower. So like, there's a lot of people like me who have that instead of TV because I like to learn and I don't like to just watch nonsense TV.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like that. I have a lot of friends like that they follow people on YouTube and they buy what they are promoting and they follow their lives. And so I think that as small business people, we really need to be aware of that and we need to be conscious of making videos. Now, I do want to say that I also got this tip from our expert, Rigel, that if you want to make videos like for YouTube and things, most smartphone cameras are good enough. You don't even need the fancy DSLR camera in order to make those, the fancy digital camera. Like I have one right here.
Right.
But don't even necessarily need that to make good YouTube videos. Your camera's good enough. So
I will second that. I record all of mine on my iPad. It is the latest iPad, but it does 4K on there. But like it's the lighting. That's the secret. It's not really the camera, although having high-tech camera is good. Just get your iPhone out or your Android or whatever. Try and have it the latest if you can.
Yeah.
But it's the lighting. And so you can go onto YouTube and you can Google how to light my YouTube video. And there's so much content on that.
Absolutely. And if you want to buy light sources, I do have some light sources in my office here. You can't see them naturally, but they're not expensive. Amazon's full of them. They are not expensive. You can get really great ones for less than $100. And you can get a light ring for $30.
Oh.
I mean, you can get
$25,
Yeah, so inexpensive. And lighting, you're right, is so important. Okay, now the next one I'm a little confused by. WhatsApp.
Oh, me too.
I'm 2 billion people use that as a social. I do see it as a social platform. I do have lots of friends around the world. I use WhatsApp to message them and keep in touch. But apparently it's number 3. It's bigger than Instagram.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No. And I think it might be like the Asian countries, because I know a lot of them like to do international business through WhatsApp and WeChat. WeChat's the 5th one. So I think it's an international thing for sure.
I think you're completely right. And I've also been told, like with WhatsApp, it's the texting because, don't quote me on this, but I've been told that the texting is it doesn't work exactly the same and as efficiently as it does in the US and other countries. So these platforms make it easier for people to text each other. Yeah. So now.
Oh, Rigel just said in the chat, there are also social media campaigns for WhatsApp. So there you go.
Oh, there you go. Okay. So we may need to learn about that because I don't know how you do that. New things to learn. Okay. Those are the only 2 slides I'm going to use today, but I just wanted to give our audience kind of a sneak peek of what we are talking about in the Empower group and things that we are learning on this little segment of the different types of social media platforms and ways to use them in our business. In the month of May, in the Empower group, Rigel is going to be our speaker every week in May, and he is going to talk us through the top. I think we have 4 weeks in May, not sure, 4 or 5. But each week he's going to take a different social media platform and he's going to drill down into it and tell us what we need to know. It can be things about the algorithm and how they choose to put somebody up and somebody else not. It could be the most efficient types of posts that you can put up in order to capture your audience and hopefully convert them to clients or convert them to followers, to what you need to consider in terms of formats and whether it's static photographs or it's videos and then when it's videos. Some of the stuff he talked about yesterday I really loved was how to think about like how long should the video be, the importance of the first 3 seconds, what you can put in there and the content and what maybe not to put in there and things like that. Like, I think it's so important. But this is going to be in the month of May, and it is just for Empower members. This is the kind of training that people pay a lot of money for. And this is the kind of quality of training that we get in the Empower group. And we would love to have you join us if you are interested in this kind of thing and growing a business and you're not a member of our community. We would love to have you come visit in April. You can come visit once for free, see what we're all about. And then we would love to have you join us and be a member in May so that you can get all this great information. I learned so much yesterday.
Me too, Rebecca. I just want to jump in on the back side of Rigel.
Please do.
The social media information is so good. Look, I would advise people to get into your heart space and not your head space, because I believe that there is power in that. Not always look at the how can I do something. Just dive in and figure out, because we have an internal GPS system. However, if you learn one new thing in your business today that can really make a huge impact over time, huge. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, I'm not going to tell you all about the hashtag because he gave so much great information on how to use hashtags.
We don't even have time.
We don't have time. But I will say this little piece of information that I received, I applied yesterday. And so it was basically go into a hashtag, follow it, and then find like a piece of information you like. And so I actually shared this woman's dress. I didn't like the fit, but I love the color. And so it was a great example of what color can do to your skin. And I shared it onto my stories on Instagram, and I put a poll like, do you think the color makes her look vibrant, or another question? I can't remember what it was. But anyways, not the point. That social media share on my stories, because of Rigel's information, has been the most interaction I've actually had on my stories ever. So it's really powerful, and I think you should just visit one time, because Rigel, his information on social media, and let's say it's not always social media. It's information on fashion and how to apply that in your life. And there's mums, stay-at-home mums in this group, just because they love their community and they love their information.
Absolutely. And we also have information about mindset, because that's huge when you are an entrepreneur. Some of the skills of image consulting I presented last month on vertical body shapes and proportion and the importance of that and why you should know that, how it helps when you're getting dressed. We're going to talk about, I think it's June or July, is all about makeup and skincare. We have a lot of experts coming for that. We're going to talk about wardrobe organization, closet organization, and one of my favorite topics that I'm looking forward to, I think it's coming up maybe in August, is style personality.
Oh, how to show your personality through your wardrobe? Is that it?
Yes, like how to figure out and present to the world, how to say with your clothes, who are you? And what's your mission? What's your goals? What is your personality? And using your clothing to really brand yourself.
Rebecca, I love that, because people judge you on the first 30 seconds of meeting you. And if you can say who you are through your clothes without even opening your mouth, how powerful is that?
Absolutely. On that note, sometimes I give my clients this example. What if you go to a job interview and you are wearing just whatever? You just pull whatever, and we all know, we've all been on a job interview. We all know we're going into that interview hoping we say the right thing, hoping we know the answers to the questions, hoping we know the questions to ask, hoping our resume is good enough. I mean, clearly, if you got the interview, your resume is probably okay. You hope it is. Hoping your hair is right, hoping you fit the corporate culture, all of that. So you go in with all this anxiety that we all feel when we go to a job interview. Or what if you worked with an image consultant, you know what colors to wear to send the message, like you are interviewing for a bank job. So you're going to wear charcoal or navy, and you're going to wear a sensible closed-toed shoe that has enough elegance to say, I'm good with money and I invest in quality. You're going to carry the right handbag. You're going to wear the right jewelry. Your hair is going to be on point. It's going to be dyed the right color. Your makeup is going to make a statement, but not too much of a statement. So when the interviewer steps out to call you in and you stand up, they're already thinking, done.
Put together. I like this.
I like her. And then the interview becomes almost more of a formality because you just said everything the interviewer needed to know, even if it's a subconscious thing, automatically he's got a great, or he or she has this great feeling about you because you nailed the image. So that's what we're talking about. That's the importance of it. So that's, making the style statement, getting your brand, your personal brand together where people, before you don't even have to open your mouth. Before you say anything, you probably already have the job.
Oh, yeah. I love it too. Because you're obviously feeling more confident as well. So you're walking into the room with this newfound confidence and this energy which is picked up in the room. Just love it so much.
And once again, like we were talking about early on in our little coffee talk, you're not even thinking about the way you look anymore. You're not thinking about yourself. You're just there to smile and do a great job.
Yeah. I love that.
So we're going to talk about that too. So just to say really quickly, I want to say hello to Lorna Kennedy Murray. She's chimed in. We already said hello to Kalia. And if you are watching and you haven't said hello, we say hello to you anyway. If you're watching on a replay, please post in the comments your thoughts, your questions. If you would like to visit the Empower Group, you may reach out to us through this page, whatever page that you are watching this on. We broadcast it to about 3 different pages. Just send a message that you would like to visit. We would love to have you. Or DM me or Laura. Either way, we would love to have you. So, Laura, any last words you would say about social media?
Oh, just share who you are. Share your heart is the most important thing. Share your mission and why you're here and giving this service to the world. Even if it's a product, just share that because, stories. It's all about stories. People connect with you, the relationship. They buy from you, not necessarily your product or your service. They're buying because they like you, they know you, they trust you. So share who you are on social media and people will be more likely to follow you and build that relationship with you. So
absolutely. I would echo that. Be authentic and be consistent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you for watching today. Laura, thank you so much for being here with me. And I am so excited to have you as my co-host.
It was so fun. I can't wait to many more of these. So
excellent. Thanks for watching. And we will see you next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern.